We are live.
live.
Oh my god, the technical difficulty we had. If you wonder why I'm looking so pale, there's a great big light. Actually, I might turn that around the other way. Oh, that's too dark. Is that better?
Yeah,
That's better.
that's better.
There we go.
Okay.
How is everybody? Everybody good? Everybody well? Thank you for joining for the live. Thank you for your patience as well. We are back in the bedroom, as you can see. Hence all the decor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Move that around a little bit. Don't want to see our door, our open door.
Yeah, no, we were just so basically it's a little bit my fault, but also the laptop's fault. So so before I came on, I was watching The Chaser. You don't really watch that.
I don't really watch The Chaser.
But I really like The Chaser. So I was watching it, and everybody, she's sort of like, so if anyone knows what The Chaser is, so basically you have 4 contestants and they face one person, and it's like, quizzes basically. So they were facing, I don't know how many chasers there are. I think there might be about 6 different chasers, and each show one chaser will come on, and it's you and the chaser, and you answer questions, and basically you try to get your team back at the end so that you can all answer questions in order to win the money that you would have gathered in the pot facing the chaser. And there's 4 contestants. She beat all 4 contestants. I was just like, this was the vixen. I was just like, oh my god. So I wonder what they do then in that scenario when they beat the contestants.
So this is not the reason why we're late. So
no, it's not the reason. But
Kelly was just watching it prior to.
Yeah, prior to. But because what I forgot to do was I forgot to switch off the laptop to let it boot up so that, we wouldn't have any technical problems. But we did end up having technical problems because the computer wouldn't start up. It was taking ages to go through the system and all of this. And I should have done it at least probably 15 to 20 minutes before. And then it would have been a lot better. But
there we are. But I'm going to do something a little different now. I'm going to actually start with the top tip of the week now.
Okay.
So for those of you that are doing catch up or watching, I'm going to do now, as you know, we do a food tip of the week every week. And this week is my little food tip. Yes, I've been back to Waitrose, as you can see. Let me get the little spotlight on that so you can see. I don't know if you can see that quite well. This light's not very good.
No, I think it's focusing on your face, the camera.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
right, let me get it there. Karen, how are you?
Hey, Karen.
I felt so sorry for the lady who took the chaser this evening. She went really blank and the nerves got
to
her.
Do you know what?
You just talk about the chaser.
I felt so sorry. No, show your ice cream, but you have to move out your face out of the way so it can focus.
There we are. So this is quickly my tip of the week. This is Waitrose. It is Turkish Delight ice cream. So this has been amazing. As you can see, the pot is absolutely empty because I have finished it. It was that good, and I had it in a day. Yes, that's right. You heard me right. A day. So that is my tip of the week for food this week. Anyway, back to the chase.
So yeah, I felt sorry for all of them because I thought, they did quite good cash builders, each of them. Nobody was brave enough to take the higher offer. So it was just such a shame that she beat them all. And then so once she beat all of them, because I thought, what are they going to do for the last 15 minutes? And then they chose one person to come back, and they would each have gotten £1,000 each. But she got too nervous and she didn't. She didn't do it.
Has that happened before?
No, that's the first time I've ever seen it.
Anyway, sorry, Karen. I hope you're well. We just. Kelly was doing her little chase. I don't watch the chase really, but see now normally I'm working just before we go to the live, but I had to day off. I got to relax, chill, but I didn't watch the chase.
No, you didn't. I got my usual frappuccino, and they didn't put any cream on it, so I actually put the Marks and Spencer's chocolate cream on there, and
So that was our tip of the week a few weeks ago, as you may or may not remember. But anyway, that was our M&S chocolate mousse. So basically, it's like a cream, but it's got added chocolate into it.
Yeah.
One of Kelly's favourites.
Yeah, but he says one of my favourites. But who's been eating it all week? Yeah, exactly. So there was just about enough because I could hear it going shh.
Well, funny enough, I tried to do a little merge. So I tried to mix it with the Turkish Delight ice cream, but it just didn't seem to go. I think it's just because this is quite obviously Turkish Delight is quite a floury flavour to it. So I just had that on its own. But definitely recommend the Turkish Delight thing.
Mm.
Oh, loving the ears tonight, Kelly.
Thank you. Do you know what? I think I was going to stop wearing the ears until the next sort of like holiday. But I think people expect to see the ears, and I thought, do you know what? Let me put some ears on tonight.
Yeah,
But
that's your
which ones?
trademark now.
But I really do. Do you know what I like about these ones? They're fluffy. So they're fluffy here, and the bow's fluffy. In one of my original ones,
Oh, yeah.
which is I've got a red and black one, the bow isn't puffy, it's quite flat.
It's got like a netting over it as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
apart from the middle bit there, but the rest
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah, and I really like it. I also really like the studs.
yeah, the diamantes.
Yeah,
in there.
I really like them. So
Very,
this is
very
one of
nice.
my favourite ears.
Yeah, they're
I
nice,
quite
actually.
like it.
I'm just saying because Kelly's got a big drawer of them, just to the side.
It's moving everything, and I'm like, don't move everything.
Do I hate wires everywhere.
I'm going to. You don't need to pull it out because I'm going to do a separate
video.
And Mark's like, let me just show everyone. He gets very excited, and I was like, no, keep it on the. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm going to do a video on it.
Got my water.
Yeah, which is a good thing because I think you finished your coffee now, haven't you?
I have.
So basically, I want to do a separate ears video. And then, but I want to get a couple more ears first. But I think everyone, because I wear them on different lives, I think pretty much everyone might have seen almost all of the ears anyway. But it'd be nice to talk about them and go through them and see each one and see how they are.
So Karen, notice we have actually swapped sides. We're just doing a little swap. I think it's not deliberate. It's just how we just sat down. But Karen also said you should wear them where you go live because they really suit you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we actually sort of chose because you needed one with the back.
Yeah, I wanted one with the back as well.
It's fine for me. Do you know what? I'm so used to, if I'm working on my laptop or something, I don't, if I'm working on the sofa, I always lean forward anyway. So it's not really, I can sit here for.
I can't do that back. It hurts my back.
Yeah.
So I was naturally sit like that with my back.
Yeah.
And then type away like this, but you don't. You sort of
I sort of like lean forward to work on the laptop, and even at work or when I was at work, I would lean forward to actually work anyway. So I never really sat back in a chair as you are supposed to, basically.
Well, do you know what? I've noticed that actually with people in my workplace when working from home, a lot of people just using kitchen furniture just to sit. And they do say you shouldn't do that. You should invest in a proper chair. So I did invest in a proper chair downstairs. But so many people I know working have just sit on kitchen furniture and they just say, oh, my back hurts. I said, well, that's because you're using a kitchen chair.
Yeah.
It's not designed to sit on for 5 hours a day.
Yeah.
Karen said, you are like an Anton Deck. I've noticed you've changed. We'll do a little swapsy.
Yeah, it's because I'm sitting on. So basically, I've got the laptop on my dressing table, basically, and I'm sitting on the dressing table chair. So which has no back because it's like a piano seat, just one of those seats. So when you're playing the piano, you never have a back to your seat, and that's the sort of type of seat.
That's true, actually.
Yeah, so it's a similar seat to, except it's not made of leather and all of that. But you work from home sort of like every day, so
pretty much. You
need the back. But for me, for a couple of hours, it's not gonna bother me really. So I thought rather than bringing up another dining room chair, you just sit on that side. Oh, but next time maybe I might swap sides. So I'll put.
We're confusing. We'll keep swapping sides and see how that goes.
And see if anyone notices.
Yeah, and then we might do it from back there and then sitting on top of something else. But yeah, so how has everybody been? What's everybody been up to? Did you have a good weekend? And did anybody have any problems from the storm? So we had a second storm, which I forget the name of. I remember Eunice, but I don't remember the name of the other storm. There was definitely another storm.
Yeah, there was.
And I forgot the name of it.
I think we had 3 in the end.
We did 3 in succession.
3 storms.
But yeah, we did have a little damage in the back garden. Nothing major, but we do need to. Well, I need to change some of the posts.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, it was okay. We were quite lucky actually, but we didn't get any flooding here, which was good. And we didn't get any major structural damage, which again, all that I've noticed.
Yeah.
Which is good.
That we've noticed at the moment. I'm putting on this lovely hand cream. I love L'Occitane. It's nearly finished, but. Do you want to show it?
No, I was going to say, so that's Kelly's L'Occitane. You might recognise
L'Occitane.
Where is it?
I've got
Roses.
yeah, this one is a gel rather than a proper hand cream. And I have a few
Very floral.
that is very floral. They do one with shea butter, which is a nice one. There's quite a few. I have got quite a few different ones. And what it was, one birthday, a friend bought me a box, and if you know L'Occitane, it's quite expensive for what it is. But I tell you, the hand creams and things like that, and the bath, the shower gels and stuff are really really lovely. So I get them, like if there's a sale on, or if I'm happen to pass by there, excuse me, if I happen to pass by there, I'll pick up a cream or something like that. And sometimes they do like a box of 3 for £20 or £21, which is expensive, but they're really nice creams.
There you
That's
go.
it. There we go.
So do you guys have, I was going to say, does anybody have a favorite go-to either perfume, aftershave, like cream or anything that you always recommend? Or are you quite adventurous? Do you like to have a wide range? Now you like your wide range of everything, don't you? You've got loads
I like certain things. So basically, with things like creams, the hand creams, and hand washes, I can be allergic to certain things. So like there's something that I'm using at the moment, and I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I'm allergic to it.
Okay.
It gives me like rough knuckles, and then it starts to split my skin. So I don't know exactly what it is that I'm using at the moment. But so what I tend to do, I tend to buy specific things. So yes, you know what it was. So obviously, like we're washing our hands a lot now.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
But I don't tend to use the hand gels, because the hand gels they damage my hands.
I got that a lot actually.
The other day I went out, and normally I have hand wipes, and I couldn't find my hand wipes, so I took out a Dettol hand gel and I used it a few times. Now I'm just thinking about it, and of course it dried out my hands and everything else. And I'm not one to always cream my hands, which is really a fault of mine. I don't cream it that often.
No, I don't as well, because you probably can't see that, but I've got loads of little cuts in my hands as well, and that's from where you constantly wash your hands. When we go out, or using gel.
You constantly use gel.
I do, yeah. But also because my aunt, she's really against it. She said, apparently, she used to be a nurse, and she said, if you keep using gels, it gets rid of obviously the bad,
the natural bacteria,
but also the natural bacteria. So it gets rid of everything. So they're not good to use.
Right.
Ray, hello.
Hey, Ray.
Ray said, I'm like that, Kelly, with washing up liquid. If I use another brand, my hands start to crack.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So like with me, and I couldn't think what I was using, but yeah. I went out on I think it was Saturday, and I went to meet my sister-in-law, my cousin, and I was using a hand sanitizer because I couldn't find my hand wipes. I normally use like wet ones or something. And now you can get, what's really good with wet ones, now you can get biodegradable ones. Like before they weren't biodegradable, but now you can get biodegradable ones. And so when I find the biodegradable ones, I tend to use those. But if not, then I'll use the normal ones. But more often than not, if I can find biodegradable wipes or anything like that, I prefer to get those. But I didn't have any wipes, so I was using the hand gel, and it sort of cut my knuckles and everything. But then I use my little L'Occitane. You won't be able to see it because the camera's focusing on us, but you will sort of see.
I'll move that the way.
Let me see if I can.
So this is the one that Kelly really swears by.
Yeah.
The one that you use all the time. It's a French company, isn't it? You were saying.
Yeah, L'Occitane. But it's not specifically this one. There are other ones that it's just that this came in a pack. So they have a shea butter one, they have a lavender one, they have this one and a couple of others. But this one is more like a hand gel rather than a hand cream. I do prefer the creams, but again, I'll use these because I like them. So yeah, so if you ever want to try L'Occitane, they are expensive, by the way. They are expensive.
Well, I was going to say actually, and with your like washing up liquid and stuff like that, do you find that with hand washes as well? Because you find that with hand washes, if you use a certain brand, your skin really starts to crack.
Yeah. Anything with a high disinfectant sort of content. So anything like, and I don't mind, I'm going to name brands because that's actually what happens to my hands. But anything like Carex, anything like that, because it's got a high content or something in it that doesn't agree with my hands. So I can't use those things. But also sometimes what happens is it can build up over time. A little bit like hay fever. Like you may not suffer from hay fever at all, then all of a sudden you suffer from hay fever. And sometimes that's what can happen with like hand washes and washing up liquids and things like that.
Oh, so Ray said the antibacterial gels are a no-go for me. I've got a spray one that I can tolerate. So do you find, does that mean you can't use any of them at all? Because that's what you do, that you try to avoid them. So Kelly will use like wet wipes or stuff like that, don't you? Anything that's sort of kinder to your skin.
Yeah,
I do get it because I use mine a lot, and I'm not going to show you here because it looks horrible, but I've got loads of cracks on my hands where just through use. I only use it when I go out, because if you touch products, especially on shelves, they do say that you don't know if somebody had COVID and they touch something.
because you use it quite often.
So I use it quite often, but yeah, I mean, it's probably not obsessively so, but I never used to use them as much as I do now.
Yeah.
Only if I go out and only if I touch certain things.
Yeah.
So if I go on the bus and I touch, I don't know, the rail,
then
I'll as soon as I get off a hand gel, and also as well if I've touched products on a shelf that other people have done, I use hand gel. But but you realise it does make you think actually how many times a day you actually touch stuff that other people have touched.
I mean, now if I touch anything, it's on my mind. It's almost it's a bit of OCD really. And what it is with me, you have it more than I do, like with gels and stuff like that.
So I will use them a lot.
So Mark is a bit more OCD, but what will happen is it's almost like so if I touch something, and I don't know if I'm going to explain it properly, but if I touch something, let's say outside or whatever, it feels like I have a coating on my hand just from simply touching something. So this is my own OCD. So now I feel like, right, I can't do anything until I wash my hands or do wet wipes on my hands. And I'm like this in restaurants. Like I will take my wet wipe out and clean all the silverware or something like that. It becomes a real thing. But I remember before.
Hi, Aoife. Sorry. Hello. Just so you're thinking about.
So like when I was getting on the train, when I was going into London to work, in the mornings when sort of COVID came, so we're talking about sort of like February now.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. I started wiping because we would sit at a table on the train, so I would wipe down the table.
Well, friend, that's what Aoife just said. Just bring sanitizing wipes.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. I would always have my wet wipes and I wipe down the table. And people used to look at me strangely, but that sort of thing doesn't bother me if somebody looks at me strangely, because I just think, well, I'm protecting myself.
Exactly.
Whether you guys want to protect yourselves or not. But at that point, we didn't know that it was airborne. So you basically catch it when you smell it, pretty much. So I used to wipe down the tables and blah blah blah. Anyway, some people used to get colds. Right now, we're just talking about normal colds, no COVID and all of this. And it got to a point where when people on the train started coughing, like there was a woman, she was really coughing and and everybody was like, do you know what I mean? And I spoke to a colleague where I was working before, and she said to me, if I had a cold, I wouldn't get on the train. And I said, really? She goes, because she really felt a certain type of way when people would look at her. Now, if I have a simple cold,
you can't go around life like that.
Right. So if I had a simple cold, but we're talking about the beginnings of COVID. It must be a lot worse now for people, because as soon as you see someone with a cold, you're just thinking, is it a cold or is it COVID?
So Aoife said, or wear plastic latex-free gloves, which is an idea. Naha, hello. Naha's joined us. Hello.
Hi, Naha.
Oh, and that's true. Ray said here, money is the dirtiest thing. That is true.
Very true.
Very true. Do you
Very
think
true.
How many hands money goes through? So people using their hands to pay. Mark, Oh, she goes, Mark, I absolutely idolise Kelly. She is so exuberantly friendly and approachable, which
Oh.
echoes my character traits. There you are.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. Thank you.
Think how many hands notes have been touched. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Chloe.
Hey, Chloe.
Chloe, how are you? Cleo, then Chloe, how are you? We haven't seen you for a while. Where are you? We're in
Yeah.
the bedroom.
We're in the bedroom today. So yeah, so I feel like, I mean, you've not really been one for using money anyway. You're more of a
Oh, do you know what? I've
For
always been.
years.
I don't like carrying cash on me. Although they do say it's a better way to think, because if you take out £200, you know you won't go over that budget.
Yeah.
The danger is with a card, you don't actually have that
Right.
physical carryover. So you just like tap, and
Yeah.
now they've extended. Before, in psychological, I think, well, I can only go up to 40 quid on this, but now
Yeah.
you can go up to £100.
Yeah.
So you think in each shop you go to, you can just go tap, 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 and then it's very, very easy to just go around and blow quite a bit of money.
See, like with me, I've always worked with money. And like Mark said, you know, you take out your money and you know that's your purse money and you're going to go and spend and you know that's your budget. Whereas I found that if I tapped anywhere, that was a problem for me because I couldn't budget tapping. Now we tap everywhere we go.
Oh no, I said I had the little dessert shop yesterday.
Oh,
What was that? Tell us more.
yeah.
Where was that and what did you have? That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Anything dessert sounds amazing to me, I gotta say. But yeah, so I've not really, so I find it a little bit difficult now to work with tapping.
Yeah. Oh, Chloe just recognised I'm wearing the Squid Games. I am, Chloe. I don't know if you've seen it, but yeah, that's my Squid Games t-shirt, which Kelly bought me actually. Aoife said, Mark, tell Kelly I'm convinced that I'm beginning the change of life. I'm beyond convinced. I am 44.
Oh, really?
Wow, okay, that's good.
I mean, if you feel that, I don't think it's meant in the way that you think.
Oh, I see.
If you feel that, then I mean,
Sorry,
you could go to your doctor to get yourself properly checked, like a little health well-being check. I always say, do you know what? Because I feel in myself, oh, do you know what? I should go and get a well-being check and blah blah blah. But in my mind, I'm just thinking they're going to give me a whole list of bad news. And I feel we live in such a negative world as it is. Do I really want any more bad news? But yeah.
Nahas said, it's in a huge shopping mall.
Really?
And you had a Kinder Bueno cookie dough that I shared with my friend. Oh, that's amazing. Now, Kelly's sister-in-law loves Kinder Buenos. There's a place near us that does a Kinder Bueno milkshake, and that's her favorite. So it's a huge milkshake they do. And how was it out of 10? What would you give it? And would you have it again? Ray said, I don't like tapping either. I can't control my spending.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. It does do that because I lose track of spending. I really, really do. Because you'll go into one shop and I just tap, and I get to a stage, and I have noticed I do this. I don't know if you guys do the same, where they'll say, oh, that's £30, whatever it might be. And I don't even check. I just tap, and that's really bad. That's a really bad habit I've got into. It could say 60 quid, but I didn't check. I've just tapped it.
See, I always check the amount.
1,000,000 out of 10.
Wow, 1,000,000. Wow. I always check. But I think you probably found it easier when you weren't in a couple, maybe when you were single with tapping. But I think because we're in a couple and we'll go out and Mark instantly gets out his card and taps, and you know we might go for something to eat, or we might buy something in Boots. So Mark isn't then. So if Mark's got a basket, I'll chuck a couple of things in, you know, because we'll need stuff for the house or whatever. And so it becomes a little bit more difficult to control, or to at least have a mental thing of, oh yeah, this is how much I've spent. Even with me, my biggest thing, single and in a couple, when I go shopping, I don't look at the price of anything, because I'm thinking if I need it, I need it. So that was my thing. Just chuck things all in a basket, and then get a shock at the end when they ring it up, and I'm thinking, my
when
goodness.
Kelly said needs it, she means it in the broadest possible sense. Like Nahani needs a Kinder Bueno and cookie dough.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a need.
That's a need.
That's a need. Yeah.
Oh no, Aoife said she's got COVID for the second time.
No.
Oh no, sorry to hear that. HomeKit says I'm COVID positive. All right, well, rest up. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Do you know what though? That psychologically you may think that you're leaning towards you know, like a transition in life, but it might not be. Do you know what I mean? Because COVID can do that to you. I really feel like COVID speeds up the aging process. I really think that you could be at one stage and then COVID for some reason speeds it along. So almost like shaving off months or years off your life. I feel that's how I feel about COVID. I just think,
well, Ray had it as well. I hope you're feeling better now, Ray.
yes.
I know you had it for a while.
I think your daughter was recovering quite well, wasn't she? And I think you were sort of like a little bit behind. So and did you go for your curry? If you have recovered, did you go for your curry?
That's true. So now that's a good question, actually. Is everybody getting to go out there? So Neha has gone and had her Kinder Bueno, but has everybody else gone out and been able to get out to restaurants? You feel more comfortable or confident in doing? That was a cross between comfortable and confident.
Confident, yeah.
Are you comfortable or unconfident, or comfortable or confident in going out back out to restaurants, or just going out in general?
I do. I feel confident.
It's just Ray's negative. That's good to hear.
Oh, good. That's good at least. Do you know what I mean? You can get back out there and stuff like that, or you know, at least you'll probably have more of an appetite now if you do get takeaway and you order in. You're gonna have more of an appetite to eat and stuff. But I feel confident going out and stuff like that. But I am still cautious. Like I will still wear my mask to go into places and all of that, because I know it's not now. You don't need to wear your masks to go in and things like that. But I still do wear my mask, and I do still like to be a little bit aware. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't have to be, you know, oh, they have to be over there and I have to be on the other side of the restaurant. I don't feel like that. But I do like to be a little bit away from the people that are, you know, I don't like the tables to be as close as they used to be. But I feel confident. I don't mind. I feel like whether it's true or not, because then there's no more, because before it was every day on the media, and it sort of brings a psychological, oh my god, I'm scared, and now because they want things to go back to normal, they haven't portrayed it in the news as much as what it used to be. So whether it's actually going down or not, we don't really know, because now that the government has just decided, well, we want everything to go back to normal, so we're not going to portray it in so much.
Yeah, and I think that's obviously to get the economy rolling again. So Eva said, I bought myself junk, a Kit Kat, 2 bags of marshmallow sweets. We went through them yesterday, today, and had egg rice. Tasted awful, never again from Aldi. Oh dear. But at least you got the junk food. Sometimes you just need that, you know, just relax, have, you know, the junk that you want, just make yourself feel a bit better. Oh, Ray said, we've not been for curry, but we had Chinese, somebody's favourite. Eva said, I don't have the dosh to splash. I'll start putting €25 a week for the next 10 months to pay €800 towards an iTech level 5 with reflexology. Oh, yes, of course, because you're doing your courses.
Yeah.
Oh, Karen's back.
Hey, Karen.
No, glad you're back. Ray said, I still do a test if I'm going to see my dad, and he's very vulnerable, but that's about as much as I'm doing. Well, that's the thing. You don't need to go. I think it's those things, isn't it? Now they're making, especially in England, they're making tests now chargeable.
Yeah.
And apparently they're really hard to get now. So they're about $5. I think they're $5 now to get if you are going to pay for them.
Oh really? I didn't even know that.
Oh, yes. Our barbecue. Well, Karen said this. Our barbecue smashed a lot of couples. Our barbecue smash lost a couple of garden ornaments. Oh, that was for your storm. Of course, yeah. Oh. I thought, what? You had a barbecue? I see. You had a barbecue. I thought that was a really violent barbecue. I see. So it smashed your barbecue. Oh no, a couple of garden ornaments from the storm.
We've got 2 barbecues actually. Well, we've got more than 2 now, haven't we? We've got 3.
No, we used to have quite a few, but I used to buy all the cheap ones, and then I just got rid of them because they start to rust and stuff like that. There's one I need to get rid of.
We had one that was we had one and it wasn't even rusted, but we knew we needed to get rid of it. And so Mark was going to call the council, and I said, don't bother calling the council, put it out and I'm sure someone will take it. And lo and behold, we put it out and someone took it. And I said, look, I told you, like, someone will always take something, because while we might not need it anymore, somebody else will feel, you know, that they can use it. And it was perfectly good barbecue. It was like one of those half barrel ones, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
And because we did have one before and that did rust. But this, so we had bought a new one, and we used it a few times, but then the gas ones went on sale, so then we bought 2 gas ones, and then the half barrel one we put outside, and someone took it, and I was just like, well, there you go. Do you know what I mean?
The best time to get a barbecue, if you can, is actually late summer, so September, October. Now I know you think, well, I'm going to buy it then, but they go down in price so much. Just buy it for next year. That's my little tip. Where were we? Oh, Aoife said, dearest Mark and Kelly, I don't like being around people, not because of COVID. I just acclimatized to being on my own, and not sure how I'm going to cope with going on a train hearing chatter. Well, I think you'll be okay. Do you know, it's one of those things, and it's good you're on our vlogs. Obviously, because we like to see you, but it's good it's a good way of actually getting into chatting and mixing with people.
I feel like I understand where you're coming from, but I think the trick is little steps. So I think even now, because you are probably going to do a few things in the future, maybe think about, do you know what, today, and maybe not plan it. So maybe randomly one day going, do you know what, today I'm going to get on a train, today I'm going to get on a bus, today I'm going to do this, and try and do something that just pushes you a little bit, because the last thing that you don't want to become an agoraphobic and then just stay in your house, and then it gets to a point where you can't go out.
Aoife said, so a taxi to the train station one weekend a month to Dublin, a little village outside Dublin, Pyramid Holistic Donegal. But there's a faculty, aka a room, that used in is it Mulhudart? I can't pronounce that.
So Donegal and
is it Mulhudart?
Get me glasses on.
Under there. Oh, so I'm gonna while you read them.
Right, okay, I see.
Ray said my bin was blown over, but it was empty. I ours had the same thing as well. We've got a garden bin, so one for just garden waste, and that was all blown over the garden. But we didn't have much other than that. Oh, Karen said, oh, I love Johnson's baby lotion.
Do you know what? I used to love that before, when I was like a lot younger, but now I don't really use Johnson's. Now I actually like Aveeno, but I tell you what, Aveeno is so expensive. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the last live, but they were doing, oh no, I was telling you about it.
Mulhudart.
Oh, Mulhudart,
yeah.
right.
Thank you.
So basically the Aveeno cream, they were selling for £10 for 300 mils, and I thought, okay. And then they were doing a deal on the 200 mils, £5. So I thought, well, actually, if I buy 2 of the 500 of the 200 mils, that means I'd get 400 mils for £10 rather than 300 mils for £10. So that's what I did. I just bought 2 of them. But I feel like, you know, like anything organic or anything that's good for you, or it's just so. We were having this discussion the other day, and I thought, do you know what? So you let the cows roam around and eat grass, or you keep them caged up, force feed them, and all of that. Yet force feeding them and all that, it seems to be cheaper than having your cows roaming around and having a lovely time in the field. It's crazy to me.
Mulhudart.
Oh, Mulhudart.
Sorry, I butchered that name so terribly. Sorry. Mulhudart. The T is almost silent. Mulhudart.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Word pronounced Mulhudart. Right, I got you. I hope I didn't butcher that. Sorry if I did.
We try.
Yeah. Where were we? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, good. So, going back to Karen's bit about Johnson's baby lotion. So, that is the old classic.
Well, that's what they used to use for children, isn't it? I mean, when you would always buy, because, you know, for babies and things like that, you would always buy Johnson and Johnson's. So it would be cream, and then it would be the shampoo, and then it would be this, that, and the other. I think there are probably other now things with now on the baby market, things with less chemicals in them, or because obviously with the baby, us as adults can handle them a bit more, but obviously for the babies you just want something a lot more milder, and hopefully without any chemicals in if you can get them, but sometimes it's difficult to make these products without chemicals.
Oh, Ray, I got a deal for Valentine's. The aftershave 75ml was the same price as the 100ml gift set. Which one? Or you're not going to say? You don't have to say.
Yeah.
But I'm just intrigued actually, because I'm always looking out for aftershave sets. Funny enough, because the one I'm trying to go for, I really do like Dior stuff. So, but I haven't bought any for ages. Karen said a lot of children's hands are suffering at the moment with chapped hands.
Yeah.
Due to COVID and always having to wash their hands at school.
Yeah.
That I can believe. Do you know what I was going to say as well? Obviously, I'm not a child, but I do get loads of cuts, especially on my knuckles as well.
Yeah.
You just keep washing and washing and washing.
Well, you're drying your hands out essentially, aren't you? Going back to Ray's show, she said when she had COVID, it was just like a head cold. So hope you feel better soon. Oh yeah, because Eva was saying that she had
Kelly, I swear by the Tisserand foaming bath essential oil wash.
Tisserand. Oh, I don't know. I've not heard of that.
Oh, hello, Charlie. How are you? You good?
Hi, Charlie. I've not heard of Tisserand. I'll have to give it a little Google.
I got the 100 milliliters, took the 75 milliliters back. Okay.
Oh, but 175 of milliliters what?
No, 100 milliliters took the 75 mils back.
Yeah, but of what?
No, I know, but Ray might not want to say.
Oh,
it might be a little a surprise gift. Aoife said in Tesco, Ireland, the bottle is €17, 33 for Tisserand foaming bath essential oil wash. Kelly's just going to Google that now. So this is one you'd recommend. Would you say it's good? Actually, do you know what? I don't normally have that many baths. It's probably why I smell. No, I'm joking. Well, I mainly do showers.
Yeah, we mainly do.
We do, but you have a look at that.
Yeah, I'm having a look at the Tisserand.
So we've got one for sleep
and happiness. See, I like things that are. I try now to get things that don't have a lot of chemicals in them, as in obviously it's difficult to avoid, but I really try to incorporate it. I don't do it in everything, but I try to incorporate in something. So like maybe like an organic face cream or maybe an organic face wash. But sometimes it's so difficult because they say this, that, and the other, and then actually it doesn't. It contains this, and this. You know, in some of the underarm deodorants, they can contain aluminium and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's why I try to then get things that don't contain aluminium. However, with some of the underarm deodorants, the more natural ones, they don't last all day. So then you have to keep reapplying them. So it's just crazy. But slowly but surely, I mean, I try to get a little bit more. It's not always possible, and I don't preach, oh God, you should do this and you should recycle, because I'm not that way minded anyway. I just try to do a little bit here and there, and then hopefully can sort of move over to that. Mark's more about the recycling though. You're big on recycling.
So Charlie's gone and done a video of McDonald's today. Right, I will check that. I'm a bit behind on your videos, Charlie, but I will check that out if you've done a McDonald's one. I'll be interested to see your review. We are going to do a Cheap Eats food review very soon. Yeah, maybe tomorrow even.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Eva said, well, I lost where I was now. Right. Back to where I was. Eva said, in Tesco, Ireland, the bottle is €17, 33 for Tisserand foaming bath essential oils. And she also said, check it out. Please check out doTERRA. And then Ray. Oh, Versace. So Ray used a Versace. So she got 100 mils for the same price as 75. I used to love Blue Jean.
I was about to say, is it Blue Jean?
I used to wear that all the time, Blue Jean, by Versace. But Versace obviously got quite a lot of those as well. But that's
Versace's
a really nice smell, Blue Jean. But there are some other ones as well by Versace that are really, really good.
The brand that I like, perfume-wise, I really like Bulgaria. and I like the Omnia sets. I don't think there's one Omnia perfume that Bulgari have made. It's only because they do several, that are not Omnia. They do other sort of stuff as well. But of the Omnia range, I don't think there's one perfume that they've made under the Omnia range that I don't like. Even their limited editions under the Omnia, I don't think there's one that have made that I don't like.
Ray said, I got a foot, is it a foot pill or full pill? And it was peeling for 2 months. Made my feet feel, a foot pill, but made my feet feel horrible.
Oh dear. But eventually, when everything peeled off, was it all right?
Where are we? Eva said, Mark, please do the decent thing and marry Kelly. Oh, you are beyond blessed to have this amazing, gifted, talented woman.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm
said, yeah, I'm equally as lucky.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? It's not just one way.
Ray said, I try to recycle, but the bin men don't collect. So when I know where to put it, I've got to go in the household. Oh, Versace Eros. Do you know what? Actually, funny you should say about this. We're quite lucky here in our borough. And I've noticed is I won't say which borough, but if your council actually does its own in-house recycling, you just put it in the bin and they take it. If it's outsourced, they are so finicky. A friend of mine used to live in Barnet and they were so finicky. If you put they give you about 5 or 6 different recycle bins, one for paper, one for glass, one for this. And if you put the wrong product in the wrong thing, they won't take the entire box. Where are we? Ray said, I love a cheap perfume. Mind you, Versace isn't cheap. That's a really nice brand.
Yeah, I don't think there is a cheap brand that I've found yet. Oh no, there is. Oh, there is. Am
I gonna get it and show it?
I don't think it's not there. It's Fifth Avenue. Estee Lauder's Fifth Avenue.
Where are we? Aoife said, Mark, for goodness sake, give Kelly a proper kiss on the mouth, a proper Frenchie. Not in the camera. I'm sure you guys don't really want to see that on the camera. Kelly and Mark, forgive my snobbery, but the only perfume that suits me is the Robert Cavalli.
Oh, right, Robert Cavalli. Yes. I have quite a few expensive perfumes. I've not tried Robert Cavalli. Karen says, yes, let's hear them them wedding bells ring. Yes, one day, but not at the moment. We've got a few plans, and at the moment I don't have a job, so no one's affording any wedding anytime soon. But I have quite a lot of perfumes. I'm just having a look over.
You have a little look. So Ray said that's the same with us, Mark. If they dare put an envelope in the plastic bin, they don't take it.
Oh, really?
Do you know what that is? I love Cool Water. I used to love Cool Water.
By Davidoff.
I used to love Cool Water. I'm gonna grab one of my favourites actually.
Oh.
While we're in the bedroom, because it's up here, luckily.
So basically, the ones, I forgot what I was going to say now. So my cheap perfume that I like is Fifth Avenue by Estee Lauder. But Estee Lauder used to do another one which was called what was the Estee Lauder one called? Dazzling Gold. Oh my goodness. And they have never brought it back. They did Dazzling Silver, but I didn't like that one. And they did Dazzling Gold, and I absolutely loved that. Yeah, Estee Lauder Fifth Avenue is my favorite cheap perfume because you can get like a really big bottle for like you can get like 75 mils or 100 mils for like £15 if you look in the right places. So I really do like that. The other expensive perfumes that I like, I do like Chanel, but do you know what? I've got Chanel No. 5, but I'm not a lover of Chanel No. 5. I like the other Chanel ones.
Here you go. So these are my faves.
Oh my goodness.
Whoops. As I think so, these are my faves.
Oh goodness.
So this one is one of my favorites. So this one's Prada, but it's Prada Amber Intense. So no, sorry, not Prada Amber. Prada Intense is that one. So this one, it's got a very sort of woody sort of smell to it, but Prada Milano Intense. That's it.
I don't know because. Oh yeah. It's
So
not. I don't find it a woody smell, but yeah, I find it
I
more
quite like
musk.
that one. And I'd say so. I really do like the Rituals range.
Yeah, I love Rituals.
So I don't know if that's going to show, but this one is. There you go. You can see that one, and this one's quite fruity, I think. But you'll probably disagree.
I don't mind that one. You like shoving it up my nose. I'm like,
don't mind it. So, but these ones are my favorite. I haven't even opened these ones, so that's one of my favorite. As I was saying, Dior. So I do love that one. There's one called Sport, which is a version of that one, and one of my favorites, which is Tom Ford Noir. And again, I haven't opened that one. So
the actual perfume's downstairs, but I do have the box. So that's one of the Chanel ones that I really do like. I also love the if I can reach.
Yeah, we're all coming off screen there.
Is the Tiffany one. I love the Tiffany one. And a lot of my perfumes I've got doubles of. So if I've opened a box, I like to make sure that I've got a double somewhere. And I always like to make sure I have a handbag one and an actual big one.
Aoife said, Kelly, I'm going to be straight up and I'm going to call a taxi to bring me to the local post office. He comes 7.5 miles and straight to a supermarket or hair salon once in a blue moon. Ray said, I was bought Charlie Red.
Oh, wow.
My God.
Yeah,
it was like Catwee.
Do you know what? I didn't want to say anything, right? But Charlie, back in the day, because, back in the days of Avon is still going, by the way. But you're talking like real sort of like 80s, maybe even earlier. Like Charlie was really, was there one called Charlie and one called Lace?
Oh, I don't know. You're asking me.
Yeah, at the time, I think, and they were really, really popular.
Oh, Aoife said, she agrees. Charlie and Red Door is awful and trashy.
Do you know what, though? My mum used to love Red Door. Red Door was her thing. But I feel like with things like Red Door, they're such strong perfumes. Like, they're really
like opium.
strong.
It's like really, really, really strong. Ray said it was vile. Aoife said, Mark and Kelly, please look up, is it doTERRA?
doTERRA. Okay.
And they do a range of chemical-free essential oil-based deodorants and obviously essential oils. So do you guys find though you get a reaction to any particular ones and that's why you avoid it, or is there one particular one that takes you right back to your youth? Is there any one that you would try and wear again? So I used to love Drac Noir, and I used to love many years ago. And there's one I used to wear when I was a teenager called Rapport, and I think you can still get it.
Oh God, yeah, I think you can still get Rapport. Rapport I've heard of.
And
but who does Rapport?
Oh, I can't remember.
I vaguely remember.
I bought this when I was 16, so this is a long time ago.
Goodness.
But I would. Do you know what? And it's one of those things. They do say that. Funny, when we went to. Do you remember we went to Lanzarote? We went to that perfume shop.
Yeah.
And we were. I was trying to find one smell for my mum. And I described it to the woman then. She sprayed it and she goes, smell that. And that's it. That smells like mum. She goes, that's the thing. It always reminds you of somebody.
Yeah.
When you spray, they have a certain scent. Aoife said, I go to the supermarket, do my shopping, pack my shopping into bags, and then call the taxi driver to pick me up the shopping and straight back to the door. Oh, do you live that far away? So every time, is that right? So every time you go shopping, you've got to get a taxi there.
But even then, do you know what? When you've got, even if you did live close, if you've got bags and bags of shopping, you don't want to carry that home. I'll just call a taxi as well.
I'm the idiot that does do that because I'll go right across the park with great big bags of shopping. It's the only time I actually step outside the door. Oh, I see. So that is your.
What about you going for walks? I mean, are you in a house where it's, in the middle of nowhere, or are you in a place that is, a little bit, there's like people on the street and stuff like that? I mean, going for a walk around with your mask on might actually help you just to sort of get that used to sort of like, although being in a supermarket, you would be around people anyway, and then obviously going that to the checkout and then with the taxi driver.
Wow, 7.5 miles. Wow. That Ray said I'd be getting a delivery if I lived that far. I do for my parents actually, because they are really far from the nearest shop.
We get deliveries, but we also go out.
Blimey, Ray shops around 4 times. What, food shopping? You shop 4 times a week. Wow.
You probably do about 2.
I do too.
Yeah, because if Mark's working in the week, he'll go out in the evening and then he'll go to the shop and pick up a couple of stuff. If I'm doing shopping, I normally order it online. Sometimes I might take a walk or something, but the shops aren't as near.
Yeah.
So Mark will walk wherever it is far to go and get, and he like it's nighttime and all of this. I'm thinking,
So I like that though. I've got to be honest, because what I do like is the fact that by the time I get there about 8 o'clock and it shuts at 9. And there's nobody in there.
Yeah.
So I can just go in, wander around, do my thing. The only downside is all the fresh stuff is gone.
Yeah.
You might have like a couple of things of bread left.
Yeah.
In the fresh section, you might have like your salad.
Yeah.
There's like one left that's nearly out of date, but other than that, everything else I can just do it and absolutely hassle free.
Yeah.
I hate busy super. I could. Why people go on a Saturday are beyond me. That'd be my worst nightmare.
But what you also have to think about is a lot of people have families, so Saturday is the time that they go out
I would just do delivery. I would never do that.
And they go and do shopping. That's what people do nowadays. So, yeah.
Oh, Eva said I'm in a little app. It's called Knock Shrine, and I don't want the boring Catholic religious stuff. And there's a Jack crap stew here. Oh dear. Well, I know what you mean. I used to live in a rural area, so sometimes it can be like that. Ray said, I order online, then we fancy something I didn't order.
Do you know what? Untick the what you call it, substitute.
Oh yeah, and Eva was saying, Super Value and Tesco now have a monthly delivery subscription fee.
Oh yes, they do. Sorry, I order online. Then we fancy something I didn't order. Right, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood.
No, that's what you were. Yeah. I thought it was about
but yeah, do you know what? I normally fancy something and then I normally put it in the shop. What is annoying sometimes if something I haven't thought of, let's say like foil, and I haven't put it on the shop or something like that's the sort of thing that is annoying to me. Not so much when I fancy something, because if I fancy something, I'm normally quite good and I normally will just put it on the list. But sometimes when I've forgotten something, that's annoying.
I know what annoys you the most. So what will happen is the shopping will come, and then obviously they give you the list of all the stuff, and at the top is all the bits that they didn't have in stock. And 9 times out of 10, poor Kelly, it's the stuff she really, really wanted. They didn't have any steak. I hear, oh no, and they didn't have any of this. Oh no, and they didn't have your ice cream. Oh, oh no. So Eva said, I don't know people in the area. Mark, please get your table and and look up Knock Village, Mayo Island. I haven't got my tablet here.
Mayo.
I will have a look though.
I'm just trying to think. I know a couple of people from Mayo, but I can't think who.
I'm just thinking, what's that nice smell? I realise I've just been spraying that stuff.
No, not me with my Tiffany. No, he's just thinking about his own.
Well, no, it's only because it's there, because I was like that, and I was thinking, this smells really nice because I smelled it on the back of my hand. Right, Charlie said, did you know what my channel means? Nature, seaside buildings, hotels and park holidays, parks and shops and high street.
Oh wow! Okay.
So, Charlie, what's your favourite thing to video when you do your videos as well? Do you prefer doing little? Because I noticed all your videos you like to keep them short, so under 3 minutes. So very much like TikTok actually.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to you last time.
Yeah, very short sort of videos.
Because your videos are so short, you should basically do TikTok. I think. Keep with your YouTube as well, but you should add TikTok, and because TikTok is all about little snippets, and your videos are perfect for that. So you can have the two. So then you have TikTok and have YouTube. It'd be perfect.
So also as well, Ray, what did you have for your Chinese? I've been thinking about your Chinese. Eva said, Cal, it's the Bleeding Catholic Shrine Village. Help. Oh
dear.
Is it like what was the Hot Fuzz? Is it like that sort of very, very sleepy type village?
I mean, I went to Catholic schools and stuff like that, And I remember the first Catholic school that I went to was run by nuns, because a lot of nuns used to run Catholic schools when I was growing up. And in the nursery and in the primary school, you had nuns. And I remember one of my teachers was leaving to become a nun. I really liked her, Miss Cook, her name was. And yeah, she was leaving to become a nun. But yeah, the head mistress of the primary school was a nun. And then when we moved again, it was the school was headed by a nun again. But this was time, it was the whole school. So they did the head of the school was the juniors and the primary school, whereas in the previous school there was a headmistress that was a nun. But then when you got into the juniors, there was a gentleman called Mr. Harding, and the cane had just finished. Did it finish in 82?
Oh no, it finished, because funny enough, I avoided that, so it would have been it would have been the 80s, because I think I moved to secondary school in the 80s. Ray said I had yuck sung prawn toast, spring rolls, wonton spare ribs, and seaweed chow mein.
So basically, you had wontons and spare ribs. I love seaweed. You love chow mein. You love prawn chow mein. I don't mind chow mein. But I'm more. I think when it comes to Chinese, I do like noodles, but I also like rice. So I like a roast pork fried rice. I like quarter crispy aromatic duck. I like crispy chili beef, sweet and sour pork Hong Kong style, and sesame prawn toast and crispy seaweed.
Now, we did do something a little different. We didn't do Chinese, we did Vietnamese. So
Vietnamese,
we did a restaurant called Pho, PHO.
Yeah.
Now, I'll let you do the review, because I didn't rate it.
Yeah, because the thing, Mark's tried it twice, right? But Mark is not into lemongrass. So for him, and it. But to be fair, you did ask when we went the first time to Pho, he asked the lady, he said, "Is there any lemongrass?" She didn't know, because she hadn't been working there long, so she went to check with somebody else. Somebody else said no, so she came back and she said to Mark, no. When it came, it had lemongrass in it. This was the problem. So Mark didn't have a good experience at that point. So Pho have just come on to Deliveroo. Now, I absolutely love Pho, and I love Thai food, I love Vietnamese food and all of this. But my friend, who also loves Vietnamese, she didn't feel that this was true Vietnamese food. Now, I don't know, because obviously I've never lived in Vietnam, I've never visited Vietnam, so I don't know what true Vietnam food is, but this is based on Vietnamese. So I had they do a really awesome chicken curry, but I didn't have that this time. I had so when I used to work in the city, there was only one branch of Pho, and I used to have the mango salad, which was like spicy, a little bit sour, and it had dried shrimp and pork on it. It's delicious. Then you had the pork meatballs, but again they had bits of lemongrass in them. Again, lemongrass. I absolutely the pork balls delicious. And then they started to do chicken wings, again delicious, crispy, spicy, really good. And then I had they had a new thing on there when we ordered, which was like a prawn, pork, and crab spring roll. But I didn't think it was all that. I've got to be honest, I don't think that was all that.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think any of it was all that. I didn't like it at all. So I had a vegetarian sort of like ramen type thing. And what was weird was it comes in this like big packet like this. And I opened it up, and everything in there is raw. It's all raw vegetables. And it came in another packet of bean shoots, which again were raw. And I thought, what? And it said, put it all in the broth.
Yeah, the bean shoots are raw.
No. So put it in the broth. But I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought, why am I cooking my own food? I've done takeaway here, so I poured it all in. Anyway, I won't go into it, but I didn't like it. So we had a few comments here. Blah blah blah. Ray said,
love Indian rice. Pilau
rice is delicious. And then Aoife said, frickin' heck, I am a boring bland eater. So Aoife, what would you have if you were to order in? What would you have, or would you not order in? Now I know you. To be fair, Ray is based in Birmingham, so you've got a nice selection there. We're lucky because we're based in London, so we get a big wide selection.
Yeah.
You may not have as wide a selection as we have, so we are quite blessed in the fact that if we go on Deliveroo or Just Eat, there's a massive selection. But when my parents are, who are a bit out in the sticks, the selection is a lot narrower. Ray said, I have bits of all. I like variety. No, I can tell you like a lot of variety.
Yeah. You know, there's an argument about pilau rice and basmati. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Like some people will diss pilau rice and they want basmati, and then the people who like pilau rice will diss basmati. So
what do you pronounce it? Pilau rice.
Pilau rice, basmati rice.
So Ray, would you do that though? Would you order from two separate places? Because we do that. I've got to be honest. We can never agree sometimes.
Sometimes we have Mark and I, because the thing is with Mark, he's very traditional, so he can have the same thing every day. So for you, but also if you taste something that's really good, you only want that. You don't want anything else.
I don't like taking a risk. I've got to be honest, because I think to myself, I go to a restaurant. You go there, you order something you don't know, you try it, you don't like it, and then you're stuck with it.
Yeah, I agree. But for you will try seafood pizza if anywhere does seafood pizza.
Yes,
right?
But I like seafood pizza.
But you like seafood pizza. But the problem is if we're ordering from somewhere and it's not that specific place, Mark don't want to eat it.
I would eat it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you will always be disappointed.
Yeah.
You wouldn't eat it with an open mind, thinking, "Oh, do you know what? I'm going to take this." And
it's good to be disappointed. It gets you used to other disappointments in life. So Aoife said, "I don't do eating, but would love Italian homemade chips and a veggie burger." Oh, really? So you never ever do takeaway? Actually, somebody I know actually said to me they've never ever had a takeaway before. I was shocked.
Oh yeah.
They've never had a takeaway before. Ray said, I love both rice and I don't mind long grain with chili. Aoife said, I prefer traditional Irish and traditional British food. I see. So you but there's nothing wrong with that actually.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've not eaten much Irish food, so I don't really know. I just know that my friend, she always loved boiled bacon and cabbage, and sometimes she comes to school, she goes, my mum's making boiled bacon and cabbage tonight, and that would be her thing. She really loved that. But in my mind, I'm just thinking of a massive piece of ham being boiled in a pot. That was the image.
Right. And then you put the cabbage in with it.
Oh, is that it? So it's just boiled. See, because to me, I'm thinking, would that be flavoursome? In my mind, I'm thinking, like, is that going to be flavoursome? But also, I'm not a lover of new potatoes.
No, you don't.
I don't like new potatoes.
No, you don't.
But I do like baby potatoes and like jacket potatoes and all of that stuff. But new potatoes, they never, to me, and I don't know if I was cooking them correctly or whatever, but no matter how much you boiled them, they were still waxy. And that was a problem.
That's true, actually. And Aoife said that I prefer to cook spuds and do them my way, which is fine.
Yeah.
Now, Ray said, I love to choose different things I haven't tried. Now, you are very adventurous, Ray. I've got to say, because I'm not so adventurous. I tell you where I will do that. If we go to a buffet, I don't mind that. I'll try a bit of everything, and I don't mind that, because if you don't like something, you think, well, I've got all these other things to try.
Yeah.
I think what puts me off and where I'm not adventurous, I've got to be honest. If we go to a restaurant, I order something and I don't like it, I think that's it then. I've got to pay for something I don't like. I'm going to be hungry because I'm not going to buy myself something else. And then I've got to wait until I get home to eat.
Yeah, and
that is my thing.
If you have a bad experience, like if you've picked something that you don't like, you don't want to go back to that restaurant again.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I am really bad like that. I think, I'm not going there again.
Whereas I'll give it another chance, because sometimes you can order, like, I love Wagamamas. I mean, I really enjoy Wagamamas. Now, in certain restaurants, there's always a dish, your go-to dish. Now, with Wagamama's, my go-to dish would be teriyaki salmon soba. A lot of other people really love the katsu curry. So whether that be chicken, whether that be vegetable, whether that be whatever, a lot of people love the katsu curry. I prefer the teriyaki salmon. They also do a teriyaki beef, but I find the beef a little bit chewy, so I don't bother with that. But there are other dishes that I will eat. Now, they used to do like a pad thai salad, which they don't do any. Well, I say they don't do it anymore. They don't do it on Deliveroo. But I love that, and I love the pork bao buns. But the thing with Wagamama's, I find that I love a lot of their starters rather than their mains. But I also love the kids. They do like a chicken fried rice. But I get the kids version because the kids version is quite. I feel like the kids portion is very big. And now when I go out, sometimes I find like, oh, if I look at all the dishes and I see a kids version, I'll get the kids version because that's like my appetite. And
Kelly will do that, you know. She will go with the thing. Also, Ray said, unlike that with Harvester, I would never go back. Oh yeah, she said it's very much like smoked bacon. The bacon. You know, when you do the bacon in cabbage.
Oh right. I see.
Do you know what, Ray? I've got to say that was so interesting. So when Kelly and I, you've probably seen it, when we went to Brighton, we, as Ivy asked us to, we did the review on the Harvester. Now, not as I said before, I've not been there for years. We went there, and I've got to say I do agree with you. I was disappointed with the food. Now, the portion size was huge, so I ordered a vegetarian burger, as you may have seen. Now, I thought when it came, I thought, oh my God, this is really, really big. But it wasn't, the quality just wasn't there. It tasted very much like, you know, if you do veggie burgers, you get them from the supermarket, you know, when you get them frozen, you put them in the oven, and then you take them out. It tasted very much like that. The chips were okay, but they were the chips were nice, but they put the sauce with them as well, which is, again, it was all right. You were very disappointed with your garlic bread. Oh, you were very disappointed.
I was pretty much. I've got to be on it. The thing with Harvester was good in the 90s, right? Harvester was the place to go, and it was a good family place, and I loved Harvester. You couldn't beat it. You had the chicken wings, you had the ribs, you had the corn on the cob, and it was tasty, right? 20 years later, or however many years later, it's just, do you know what I mean? It's just not up to the same standard that it was. And I feel that when you know that something was good before, but now is not so good, it's a very big letdown. To me, having the salad cart was added to that. But now you can't just enjoy a salad cart and then have nothing. That your salad is an accompaniment to the meal, right? Or a starter to a meal. It is not the be all and end all of something. So you can't just go on your salad bar and then that's it. And then everything else is bland or is not cooked up to a certain standard. You can't. It's just like, really? But the problem that I find with Harvester, because don't get me wrong, Harvester could be good again, but it's full of careful. It's planned with no heart, no love for the menu. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's that. Do you know what I think it is? And this is just from my thing with Harvester. So, like I said, I totally agree with you. When I used to go there in the 90s, you used to have a really plentiful salad bar. Well, I remember in the 80s you did, and then in the 90s it got a bit small. It condensed a little bit, so you had less options, but it was good. Now you only got about eight or nine options, and they're all different types of salad bars, so it's okay. But the thing with me with Harvester, I think what they've done is it's very much cost efficiency in mind. That's what it tasted like. So the quality of the food suffered a little bit, in my opinion. And I also think as well, yeah, the portion size was relatively big, but like I said, it did taste how not cheap, but I'm trying to think of the word. It was, to me, the whole thing was like, you know, and I think as well, the harvester we went to was in a pub. And I think it's one of those things you would then go to somewhere like Harvester if you were going out. Ray put it so elegantly. Do you know what it is, that thing, Ray? I think it's one of those things. It's if you're hungry and you just want to eat a lot of food and have booze with it, because a lot of the harvesters, especially I've been to, are set in pubs. So you go, it's a place that you go, you have loads of things to drink, and it soaks up the beer.
Yeah, but I disagree, because there are plenty of pubs that serve food and it doesn't taste like that. But they are centering themselves as a restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, with a pub attached to it.
But I do think it's that, for me, I think it's that it's the I mean, it's not even that cheap, to be honest. I would say it wasn't mega cheap.
I felt it was reasonable.
Yeah, it's a reasonable price.
It was reasonably priced, but would you pay reasonably priced money for rubbish food? That's the problem.
Do you know what? I think it's lost its way. Ray, do you remember, what guys as well, who's on? Does anybody remember the Little Chef? And I remember, because they seem to have disappeared now, and I think it's because of that thing. They didn't know what market they wanted to hit. And I think you either go one of those ways. You either up your prices and do better quality food, or you think to yourself, I am going to do cheap eats for people. So a family can come in and they can eat cheaply. It's not going to be the best food, but we're going to try and market it as best we can.
Yeah, but which is fine. But in a day and age where you can do something cheaply and it not taste okay, but there are other places that do cheap food and it tastes great. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Ray's true. Weatherspoons are just as good. I've got to say
Weatherspoons are better.
I would say that, actually. I'm going to say, just as a review, we've not reviewed actually Weatherspoons. But the place, I used to go regularly to Weatherspoons when I was back at work, because there was one near us, so we used to go there for lunch. And I've got to say, I do agree with you. The food is actually cheaper, and I do think it's better.
Now, with me, I'm not a lover of Weatherspoons, and I do find I don't like. A lot of people don't like to go to places where there's music playing. I like to go to places because I like the ambience of it all and all of this. But that's what the Weatherspoons are known for.
Yeah.
So you can basically sit down and you can have a chat and things like that, which is fine.
It's known for cheap eats, and you can have it with your beer. I mean, it's microwave food.
No, but what I'm saying is the reason for there's no music is so that people can sit down and talk. That's the reason for there to be no music and stuff like that. Also,
as well, Weatherspoons is a pub with selling food rather than the other way.
Rather than as Harvester was marketed. But the problem with I don't really enjoy Weatherspoons, but the food is edible. So I can go in there and I can pick something and I will eat it. Whereas I feel like with Harvester, I don't feel like I want to part with my £10 or £20 when I know I could go to a cafe for £10 or £20 and get much better food.
Oh, that's interesting. So Ray said Weatherspoon's breakfast is great. We've not tried the breakfast. We haven't done the breakfast. Aoife said, apologies, an acquaintance came to my door and I would not go to the door. I yelled from the window. Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
We've not tried the Weatherspoons breakfast.
No, maybe that's one to try though.
We will give that a try. Thank you, Ray. We will try. The other thing I was going to say is, now our recommendation for breakfast is the lounge. Now, I don't know if you guys have got them where you are.
They're all over the country, but yeah.
Well, they're over the UK. I don't know if they are in Ireland, but I was going to say there's a place called the Lounge. So it's the Something Lounge. So in your area, it'll be called the Something Lounge.
Yeah.
But we really recommend the Lounge breakfast. They are really, really good. So they do a special, which is a breakfast and free coffee for £10.
Yeah.
£9.50, I think it was.
And I think you got the large breakfast. Well, I was greedy and got the large breakfast as well. No, I couldn't finish it. But you got the
you were thinking doing the large.
Do you know what? Because when I have breakfast, I want 2 bacon, I want 2 sausage, I don't necessarily have to have 2 fried eggs, but I want 2 slices. I want 2 of everything. I don't necessarily have to have 2 eggs, and I don't want any tomatoes, so don't even give me 2 of those. Don't even give me 1 of those. Replace it, because I'm not a tomato person. But yeah, I like to. But what I don't like in some breakfast, they give you 1 sausage and 1 bacon. That's just annoys me. I want 2, 2 bacon, 2 sausage.
Yeah, because otherwise you've got to order extra.
I don't want one.
Eva said, "Cripes, Kelly, you need to boil the spuds, then reduce the heat and put in a bit more water, and then let the spuds simmer."
That's for the new potatoes.
Okay. Kelly won't do new potatoes.
Yeah, I think I've lost my love for new potatoes. I leave them to the side now, but all the other ones, yes, they're fine.
Right then. So other than, we're going to do a bit of a negative one there. So Charlie said, which videos do you like the best videos? Right now, Charlie, I want you involved in this one as well. Is there a place that you guys, we'll do a bit of a negative one now. So you mentioned avoiding Harvester. Is there any other restaurant you will avoid eating at, and you won't give them another chance just because they've let you down
There's
so many
two
times?
I can give you.
So you do your two, I'll do mine.
Frankie and Benny's and Garfunkel's.
Oh, I should think Garfunkel's. So Garfunkel's as well. So I don't know if you guys have it. I don't know if you have it in Ireland. But we have been to Garfunkel's. Actually, fact, if you've not been, is very, very similar to Harvester, Ray. So you might do that. The one I would avoid, I mean, I pretty much avoid McDonald's. Sorry, McDonald's fans, but I every time I go in there, there's nothing in McDonald's I like.
You don't mind the fillet of fish.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'll avoid McDonald's purely because it.
You wouldn't go there. That's not your choice.
Not my choice.
Yeah.
For me, sorry guys, it's gonna be Nando's. And it would be Garfunkel's. I would avoid those two. Nando's because I'm veggie, and their veggie options are terrible, in my opinion.
I love the Nando's.
Yeah, but you love Nando's because it's chicken, but the veggie options are just mush.
But I also feel like Nando's is really reasonably priced, and I do think Nando's is value for money. There are rare places that I think, do you know what, this is value for money. Toby's, I feel that is definitely value for money.
Oh, Toby Carvery. Yeah.
Toby Carvery. I feel Nando's is value for money. I feel like you can get a lot for your money in Nando's, and you can almost like a Chinese, but more reasonable, because Chinese can be expensive, you know. But when you order Chinese, you need to order a load of different dishes.
I've got to be honest. If I like chicken, I would probably eat Nando's, but as I don't eat it.
No, of course, yeah.
So Charlie said, "I like your live streams." Oh, thank you, Charlie.
Thank you,
but what about you, Charlie? Is there any restaurants you avoid, especially in Scunthorpe? Is there any way you think I am not going there? I've done it once, I've done it twice, I've done it 3 times, and it's just something I would avoid.
Is it Scunthorpe or Hull?
No, he was in Hull, but
right.
He's mainly around the Scunthorpe area. I think I'm right in saying
I like some of your hotel videos.
Ray said TGI Friday.
Yeah, I do. Do you know what?
We used to like that, and then it did change.
What I like about TGI Fridays, the drinks menu have changed. That's annoyed me with TGI Fridays. It's really annoyed me that the drinks menu have changed. But that aside, I like the chicken with the Jack Daniel's sauce. Oh, that is nice. And I also like they used to do, I don't know if they still do it because it's been a long time since I've been, but they used to do the Times Square. And then on the Times Square, you used to get stuffed potato skins. You get the chicken wings. You get the fried mozzarella sticks, and yeah. That's me.
But would you avoid TGI's though? Because there used to be one. There's one in Leicester Square, isn't there? That we used to go to. We went to one in Florida as well, actually.
Yeah, the one in Florida is all right.
Yeah.
The one that I used to love is the one in Covent Garden. The one there is, do you know what? There is one that I was disappointed, and I can't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was the one that was in Piccadilly that I might have been disappointed, but there was one that I went to that was disappointing.
What was I going to say? Aoife mentioned Paddy's Palace. I've not heard of that actually. Is that
Paddy's Palace in Liverpool?
No, it didn't say Liverpool. It just said Paddy's Palace.
But she says Paddy's
Paddy's Palace, Liverpool. Sorry, I was going to say I didn't see your last comment. I've not heard of that actually. Is that a chain or is that just something?
I'll have to have a look at that.
Yeah. Charlie asked, which carvery pub is the best? Right, our local one is one we really enjoy, but there's 2 near us, isn't there? But the one
there is a couple of carvery places near us, and I have been to a couple, but like there was one carvery I went to in Rochester, and then there was one that I went when we went to your parents.
Yeah, that was in Swindon.
Yeah, but the best one for me. Because not so much for the quality. The quality is only okay. And I don't like the slice. I feel like the slices should be a bit thicker, but anyway, is Toby. I've got to say that for me, until I come across another one, that for me
our
is
local one.
Yeah.
All right, because the best one I've actually been to, I've got to say, I thought the food tasted slightly better in Swindon, so that was one of my favourites.
Okay.
But there was a really good one in North London I used to go to, but I've not been
Right.
to that one for a long time.
Okay.
But yeah, so the one would probably be the Swindon one.
Yeah, I've only been to a few. I actually went to one at the Strand Palace in on the Strand. That so if you have a look, we actually stayed at the Strand Palace Hotel, and they used to do a carvery, and I actually went there one Christmas, but the meat wasn't all of that, but all the accoutrements were quite nice, but the meat, they failed a little bit on that meat.
Kelly said, Aoife said, Kelly, I prefer the ears that you wore some days ago.
Ooh, what did they look like?
Yeah, which ones? Oh, was that the one? No, I think it was the.
Was it the
What was it? The house,
Haunted Mansion
ones. Those I like
Right.
those. That's my favourite one.
Yeah.
Charlie says, which type of place is most popular? Oh, you mean food-wise? Oh, that's a good question, actually. So again, so we've done the negative. What's the one you avoid to? Let's do the positive. What is your go-to restaurant? Now, when I mean go-to restaurant, I don't necessarily mean the top one that you would go for, but one that you always know that you would go to because you'll never ever let down. Which is a bit of a hard one, that one actually.
Yeah, no, I've never been to a restaurant where I've never ever been let down.
Well, I don't know though. I'm gonna say Toby. I've never been let down. I tell you what. I think it's because my expectations are as it is, so I know what.
I've been let down with the slices that they've given me in Toby. That's annoyed me sometimes. There isn't one that I think. Do you know what? But probably Wagamama's maybe.
Oh yeah. True, Wagamama's.
I really do love Wags.
You do like your Wagamama's, so
yeah.
I can get that one.
It's not. Don't get me wrong. It's not the best restaurant or anything like that. But if there's a Wagamama's around, I think to myself, yeah, I can go there. I know what I'm gonna have, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna be disappointed.
Ah, right. So Aoife said there's 3 or 4 in the UK. I believe there's one in Reigate and Margate, and there's 3 or 4 within the UK. So that's the Paddy's one. What was it called again?
Paddy's Palace.
Paddy's Palace. That's it.
Okay, I'll take a look at that.
And what is it? Is it what type of food is it? Is it? You can have a little look. That's interesting. Actually, I've never heard of that. Actually, Paddy's Palace. Now, I was going to say, Ray. Hopefully, you're still on. You've got a whole plethora of restaurants in Birmingham because I know you're not too far from the Curry Mile, are you? From where you are, so you've got a really good choice of restaurants there. And also Charlie as well. What is your favourite restaurant that you're going to? What is your favourite, Toby, that you have gone to? Is it in Scunthorpe or is it a different type that you've gone to?
So it says Paddy's Palace is a hotel.
Oh.
Is that right? So is it a restaurant in Paddy's Palace?
Haunted Mansioneers, that's the ones.
Oh, they're over there. No, they're over there, yeah.
I was going to say, I've got a little drawer here, right handy for Kelly to wear.
Yeah, Paddy's Palace.
Oh, is it a hotel? Actually, do you know something? When we've gone to hotels, and I think Charlie was saying this as well, they do some really good breakfasts. I didn't mind. Well, it's changed now, but when we did the Travelodge one, that wasn't too bad. I quite like the Travelodge.
Do you know what? The Travelodge breakfast is a good breakfast, but it just depends on which Travelodge you go to.
Yeah.
I feel like some.
Yeah, that is true. Actually,
some travel lodges are better than others. So you're not always going to get, good. Not all of them are going to be good.
Oh, it didn't impress Ray though. It didn't impress Ray. She said it didn't impress me.
I remember when we had Wags and Katsu was very silly, very, very silly fried butt of the chicken with some dry rice and curry sauce. Oh dear. Do you know what though? I'm not a lover of the katsu. If you do decide to give it another chance, try the teriyaki salmon. If you eat fish, the teriyaki salmon and the pork bao bun. Oh my god, the pork bao bun.
Kelly's mouth watering already.
The problem with the pork bao buns is you can't get them on Deliveroo. They do all of the other bao buns, but not the pork one.
I think it's probably because they just turn to mush as they
Well,
arrive.
because he said they don't travel very well. That's why they don't do. Because one day I wanted to order the teriyaki salmon, so I ordered 2, and they rang me and they said, "Oh, by the way, sorry, we can't do 2 teriyaki salmons. We've only got 1." So I thought, you know what? I'll let Mark have the teriyaki salmon, and I'll choose something else. So I chose something else, and he goes, "Can I give you something for free?" And I said, "No, that's okay." He goes, "No, please, let me give you something for free." And I said, "Well, I would have chosen the pork bao buns, but you don't do that." He goes, I will do it for you." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy!" And he said the pork bao buns, delicious.
Did they travel well?
Yeah, they travelled fine.
Oh,
Yeah. For me, they travelled fine.
Oh, so Aoife said it's European food for Paddy's Palace.
Ah,
that's interesting.
Only Paddy's hotels came up.
Not a hotel. It's a
restaurant.
restaurant. Oh, you're probably looking at the wrong thing then. Yeah, give it another go, Ray. I was going to say the teriyaki salmon, which Kelly's referring to as well, is basically it's just salmon on top of noodles. So it's quite a plain dish, but it is very tasty. I like it.
Yeah, the teriyaki salmon is, and then when it soaks up Wagamama's. Yeah, I'm bringing it up, but it only says Dublin.
There must be other ones in there. Yeah, they probably do the chain bit. That's probably just goes on the Dublin one. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, but normally it will, because it says book. But normally it would give you, when you click onto the restaurant, it will tell you other locations.
Other locations. No, it just did. If you scroll down there, so it had it Dublin. It's all the Irish locations. You have Dublin. Okay.
Paddy's Palace, Killarney, and Dublin,
and
Belfast.
Right, okay, so that's probably just those ones as well.
Yeah.
Aoife said, avoid Premier Inn and Travelodge meals. Cheap and tacky. Oh dear. Well, actually, funny enough, Ray said, I'll have to see because I love a bao bun.
I love a bao bun. But do you know the place that I want to try is a place it's just simply called Bao. And I really, really want to try bao. I love bao.
Well, actually, we did enjoy it from Inamo, didn't they? Was it there, or was it the other, or was it Ping Pong that did the bao buns?
Yeah, Ping Pong did the bao buns, but do you know where we went? Buns and Buns.
Oh, Buns and Buns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do check out our video. We did a video on Ping Pong, which had some really nice bao buns as well. But Buns and Buns is, I think it was London Part 1, wasn't it? We did a video called London Part 1. Which is not so long ago. So that one is what we went to a place called Buns and Buns in Covent Garden.
No, the Ping Pong one was it was in the fluffy bread. That's not bao bun. Char siu, it is a bun, but it's not the bao bun.
You're confusing them there.
Yeah.
So London Part 1 will have the
actual bao buns. In the Inimo, it's not bao buns, but it is buns, but it's not bao buns.
What was did we have bao buns in Ping Pong then?
No.
Oh, okay.
At Inamo and at Ping Pong, because it was the char siu bun.
Okay. I don't know if you have an Inamo in Birmingham, but if you do, we really recommend it. Really good.
Yeah.
And it's really reasonable. It's about £48 per person, which sounds a lot, but it's unlimited food.
Food for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you go online, if you go on Groupon, you can get like for £30, like £29, but it might even be cheaper in Birmingham. But in London, you can actually get a ticket for like £29 or £30 per person. It won't include drinks. Our one included, it was £40, but it included drinks.
Yeah.
And 90 minutes. Obviously, with the £40 or £45, it was free flowing champagne, free flowing prosecco or champagne.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't drink prosecco or champagne, so we said, can we have it just soft drinks? And he said, yeah, that's no problem, but we could only order it with him. We couldn't order it on the app. So basically, they give you like a little tablet, and you go along and you order on the tablet. But we just weren't allowed to order our soft drinks on the tablet. We had to order it straight with him.
Yeah, that was right. But it was and that's the only thing though is what's good is you get a little a little tablet on your table, and then you just plug in what you want, and they bring it to you. So you're not having to summon the waiter all the time, which is really, really good. The only thing is with the drinks, so you will need to summon the waiter every time you need
soft drink names.
So Aoife said Paddy's just in the docks in Liverpool. I ate with my ex in Liverpool in 2019.
Wow.
You
Okay, so
you
I
haven't eaten
should
there for a
go.
while. Yeah, we'll have to have a look at that.
Mm.
But we've not been to Liverpool actually.
No, we haven't.
We as a couple, so we should go there. at
Have
some
you
point.
been? Where was the one where the Beatles were?
That's Liverpool.
So I have been to Liverpool, yes. But I didn't go into the museum because there's a Beatles museum there.
Yeah, you can go into. I think it's Paul McCartney's house as part of the. They do. There's a talk of the Yellow Submarine tour, which takes you around. I think it does drop you off at Paul McCartney's old house. Obviously.
Oh, right. So I have been to Liverpool because my cousin used to live in Lancashire.
Okay.
And I went up there a few times. One of them I went up to Cheshire Oaks. I went up to Bolton. I went up to Liverpool. But she used to live. I went to Manchester.
Just across from the Salt House dock, just as you approach the city centre.
Right. Okay. So I'll take a look.
We'll have a look at that one as well. But yeah, guys, if there is an Inimo, that is definitely one of our recommendations. Really nice food. I don't know if they are outside London though, but worth having a little look. Eva said perhaps I will Google it. I don't know if you'll have it in your area because you are quite remote, but I'm hoping if you go to UK, you get to try it because it really was one of our favourite restaurants.
Okay, there's a place called Paddy's Bar in Liverpool.
No, that sounds like a pub.
Paddy's Bar Liverpool restaurant reviews.
Okay.
So
is that the same thing?
Must be. Because the Paddy's Palace, only hotels came up. No
Yeah, Eva, is it called Paddy's Bar? Is that the same thing? Because I don't know if that's the same bit you're anyway.
Yeah, because I can't find Paddy's restaurant. And anytime I type in Paddy's
Euro
Palace,
cuisine, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, because anytime I type up Paddy's Palace, only hotels are popping up.
So has anybody got a hidden gem that they'd like to share with us in terms of places to go? That I suppose our hidden gem, well, not just Inimo, I would say, what else would you call our hidden gem? Blacklock or not really? We haven't tried the Sunday roast there.
Do you know what? Blacklock, right?
Oh, here we go.
The food at Blacklock is so nice. And I would recommend going. The thing about Blacklock is if you go into the centre of London, so I think the most known one I think is the one in Soho. But if you go to these like really popular places, they're so busy. They're so busy.
Yeah.
Right?
This was really, really busy.
But if you go to one that is outside of London is split up into different parts. So you have your financial district. So like if you're going to let's say Canary Wharf, would you call that financial?
Yeah.
So I would call Canary Wharf the financial district, right? Then you've got the centre of London where it's so busy, like it's tourism. You know, you got your Covent Garden, you got your Leicester Square, you got your Trafalgar Square, you got your Oxford Street. So that is what you would call the centre, and it's super busy. Then you have the City of London, where you have which I would call probably the business district. So these are places that are busy in the week, but very quiet on the weekends. Nobody's there. And there is a Blacklock in the city. Now, if you're ever coming to London and you want to have a cheap day, right? Book to go to the and I might do a video on it at some point. So basically you go to the Sky Garden, which is free. If you book it, it's free to go to the Sky Garden. Go to the Sky Garden, look all around London, see all the beautiful views, you know, see the gardens and blah, blah, blah. Now, if you want to eat if you want to eat at Sky Garden, there are several restaurants. It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. But if you book in one of the restaurants, you don't need a separate booking to go to the Sky Garden. So, but if you just want to go to the Sky Garden, it's free, but you have to book it in advance, probably about 2 or 3 weeks in advance. And you go and you go to the Sky Garden. When you come out of the Sky Garden, if you're there on a weekend, the city is dead. There's hardly anyone there. So you might as well go and do it. And then you come to Blacklock. Now, you can eat in Blacklock for £22. Imagine eating in London for £22, right? So you can go there, you can eat in London for £22.
That's per person. Just
That's per person. And you will get steak, you get chop, you get a lamb chop. So you get your steak, you get your pork chop, you get your lamb chop, you get your they give you a little starter which comes with the meal, and then you can choose a side dish. I chose sweet potato. But it's really nice food for £22, and I don't think you can really go wrong. And there are a few around London, a few Black Locks around. They've just opened another one, which we were invited to, but we didn't book it in time to go. But they've just opened one in Covent Garden, and I've got to say, the one in the city was really nice. I do want to try the one in Soho, but I think that is one that we would have to try midweek for it to be quiet rather than going in the evening. Because if you go in the evening or on the weekends into London, it's going to be really, really busy. So I would suggest that we go in the week during the day. That's what I would do, and I would avoid lunch times. Now, if you want to try, so you get these expensive restaurants. So if you go to let's say the Shard, or what's another one, Oxo Tower, all of those types of places, they're really expensive. However, they do set menus. So if you're ever coming to London and you want to try one of these places, but you don't want to spend no £100 and all of this, they do set menus. Now, one of the set menus that they do at Hutong, which is in the Shard, is about £50. I think they do one that's like £50, and then they do one that's £60. And you pay extra for a drink on top of that. But it's a big difference to paying £100.
Yeah.
Right? So although it's expensive, you get to eat in these places for less than £100, because these places can charge like £100, £200, and all of this. You see all these city people up there drinking, like they've got charging it to the
money.
Well, charging it to the company account. Do you know what I mean? Well, you want to enjoy those same things, but you don't want the price tag that goes along with it. So there are other. I want to do a video that does cheap eats. So obviously cheaper than £50. But I eventually would like to do a video of of free and cheap things to do in London. And there are some places that we've spotted, and we think, do you know what, this would make quite a good video to go and see and go and do. So that we're going to do one of those types of videos, free things and cheap eats to do in London. But the ones that I'm saying now are not like really cheap. I mean, £50 or £60 is not cheap. However, it's cheaper than £100.
Oh, so Eva said it's Bill's, not Paddy. So you mean Bill's Palace?
No.
That makes it.
Or do you just mean Bill's? Because I do love Bill's.
Is it
about Bill's?
I've never been to Bill's.
No, you haven't.
No,
I've been to Bill's. I love Bill's.
Okay. Ray said Mother Mash. Is that the name of a place? Mother Mash. What's that? I don't know. I've not heard of Mother Mash.
There is a place that I went to. It doesn't exist anymore. And it was called S&M Caf, and the S&M stood for sausage and mash.
Of course it did.
Yeah. But it used to be near Smithfield Market, and they used to have two branches, one in Spitalfields and one near Smithfield Market. But the sausage, I never used to go for the sausage and mash, but the sausage and mash was delicious, by the way. But they used to do like a crispy onion salad, which I always used to get that. And yeah, it was just a bit, obviously it closed down. Which
Eva was just confirming it's Bill's, not Paddy's.
Yeah, Bill's. Yeah, I was going to say, 'cause I do love Bill's, by the way. I used to get their burgers and stuff. I used to get it when I used to work in the city. I used to get it delivered to the office. It was really good.
Ray said, please, pies and lots of different sausage. It's by Oxford Street, called Mother Mash. Oh, okay. Thank you. We shall try. So it's Mother Mash. So you're going to do that. Thanks, Ray. We might have a little look at that actually, because we are going to go into London at some point very, very soon.
Yeah, there's one in Covent Garden.
Mother Mash. Is there one in Birmingham? Or are these just London based? Oh, I see. So is it like Pie and Mash Place?
Menu. Let's have a look.
We're gonna have a little look actually while we got the thing on there.
With
Pie, mash. Yeah, so mash with sausage, mash with pie.
a Shawari once sang, there were 3 steps to heaven, and at Mother Mash we tend to agree. Just choose one item from each step to enjoy a little taste of potato paradise.
No, thanks. Yeah, I think we've got it. So yeah, Kelly knows about Bills.
I love Bills, yeah.
Yeah. It does champ.
Yes, so they could do classic mash, cheesy mash, mustard mash, champ, horseradish, cold cannon, sweet potato, bubble and squeak. Wow. You've had me at bubble and squeak.
Thank you so much, Ray. We will give that. We will definitely go to do that. Do they do veggie stuff? They must do.
Of course they will.
Vegetarian sausage.
Yeah, a vegan sausage.
They got a sausage called a mother plucker, which is chicken and sun-dried tomato and peppers.
I would probably go for, I don't know, all different ones. Or pie. They do vegetarian pie as well.
Oh, okay.
And they do butternut squash and sweet potato.
Ray says she loves a little bit of bubble and mash. Do you know what? Bubble and squeak is absolutely fun. It's one of my favourites, actually. I really do enjoy that bubble. And it's one of those things I never get round to making.
I would do the chicken, mushroom and bacon pie. Would you do the camembert? Spiced vegetable and camembert pie? Or would you do the butternut squash and sweet potato?
Yes, I would. I would do I do one of the other spiced. I might even try both. Just so we can then do the little video on it.
They do onion gravy.
Thank you so much, Ray. We will definitely have to go there.
Oh, look at they got your thing.
All right, I want to go there now.
Yeah.
We shall endeavour to go there.
Yeah.
Please scroll. I clarified the name. It's Bill's, not Paddy's. Yeah, no, don't worry, Aoife, we got it.
I've been to
Kelly
Bill's.
knows Bill's. Kelly knows about Bill's.
Yeah, I've had Bill's quite often.
Sorry, we're just googling there. The pancakes look amazing. Actually,
yeah, they've got the chocolate brownies as well. They do Bill's do a set menu as well.
Oh, okay. I fancy pancakes actually. I might make some after the live. I don't know why the big fixed pancakes, just because I've just seen it on the Google thing.
I'm thinking I might have a steak. Do you know what I mean? Because I love a good steak and fries, steak and baked potato. No, I've got salad in the fridge if I want to make a little, but I might make a steak.
Well, on that note, I think we will go and eat. Guys, thank you. I think we'll end the live there just because I'm getting really, really hungry. I'm talking about all this food. Guys, thank you so much for joining us again. As always, we love having your company. We love it that you joined us again for another live. That's it for today, but we will be back as always, Friday, 6 o'clock UK time, as we always like to do. As always, please look after yourselves, take care, and remember, you are never too old to have fun. We shall look forward to see you again, hopefully on Friday. We'll be back. I can't wait to see you. Have a great week, and thanks for the great chat. And you as well. Thank you so much, Ray, and Aoife, and everybody else who joined us today. We'll be back on Friday. Look after yourselves, and we will see you then. That's it from another one. Take care, and we will look forward to seeing you Friday. Take care, guys. See you then.
Bye for now.